What's up, perps? Alright, so we're back with another episode of Paper Cuts. Going through another bill. Yeah, one of these days I will never get caught up with as much as these Democrats are doing right now. My cat comes up here to harass me some more. So, this is H.R. 5336. You will see this bill come back around. This one is not going away with everything that Democrats are trying to do right now. I went over it, I think, on a live stream. I remember going over it with some guys. But I'm going to hit it right here in Paper Cuts again, just because with everything going on, this is going to come back around. So, this is to amend Section 923 of Title 18 United States Code to require an electronic searchable database of the importation, production, shipment, receipt, sale, or other disposition of firearms. So this was introduced on May 25th, 2021. I think when we looked at it on the live stream, there were a few more people that had signed on to this. So like I said, it's not going anywhere. Let's roll down through this. I've got the edit pulled up already. I'm actually kind of working ahead this time. Alright, so being enacted in the House of Representatives of the United States of America, assembled in Congress assembled. The short title may be cited the Crime Gun Tracing Modernization Act. If you're trying to trace crime guns, why are you tracing all guns? Why do you have to know everybody who is buying guns, selling guns? Crime guns are generally going to be traced at the point of the crime. They're not a crime gun until they are used in that crime. There's already a 4473 on these guns that shows you their initial point of sale. The only way you can make something like this work is every time someone does a person-to-person sale, you're tracking that also, which is where this is going. Da-da-da. Let me run this down a little bit. Let me run my fat butt up here just so I can kind of get out of the way. Alright. So this is the big edit over here on the right, but I just want to show you guys what would help before I forget. This one is brought to you by the We the People Cut. I need to start showing these things off at the start, but I get busy and then I forget. So this is the We the People Cut. I know it's kind of hard to see with the scroll and everything on it. It looks good against it. Looks real good against the back. So anyway, We the People, kids. With everything going on in the last couple of days, we just had the Supreme Court absolutely shoot down New York's carry restrictions, but they also affirmed the individual right to carry a firearm outside the home for self-defense. Which is pretty damn nice that someone's actually saying that. So let's get into this. So this is the edit. So they're adding this in at the end of Section 923. So this is 8A. In this paragraph, the term foreign intelligence information has the meaning given in the term, Section 101, Foreign Intelligence Services Act. Not later than 3 years after the date of enactment of this paragraph, the National Tracing Center of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives shall establish and maintain an electronic searchable database of all records within its possession of the importation, production, shipment, receipt, sale, or other disposition of firearms required to be submitted to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives by persons licensed under this chapter. Now, they leave a lot of room in there when they're talking about basically all of the records. Each licensee under this chapter may provide the National Tracing Center with electronic access consistent with the requirements of this paragraph to all records within the licensee's possession that are required to be kept under this chapter. So they want access to every single FFL and their records. They're going to push for this to be electronic, and they're going to push to have access to it at all times. Is where this is going to head. So, Each licensee under this chapter may provide the National Tracing Center with electronic access consistent with the requirements of this paragraph to all records within the licensee's possession that are required to be kept under this chapter. A license may be voluntarily or a licensee may voluntarily relinquish possession of any non-electronic record required to be kept under this chapter to the Alcohol or Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives if 10 years has elapsed from the date of the firearms transaction, or in the case of paper acquisition and disposition books, 10 years has elapsed without an open disposition entry with no disposition records recorded in the record. National Tracing Center shall have remote access to shall have remote access and may query such or otherwise access the electronic database described in this paragraph, and may, with the permission of a state, political subdivision of a state, have remote access to and may query, search, or otherwise access the database of firearms registration systems or pawnbroker records systems of the state or political subdivision. So that's telling me that they want the state to actually have a database that they can then get in and search. That's what this is saying. At least right there. The National Tracing Center may query, search, or otherwise access the electronic database described in this paragraph for only the following purposes. And if you believe that, you're an idiot. To obtain information related to bona fide law enforcement investigation by a federal, state, local, tribal, or foreign law enforcement agency. To obtain information that is foreign intelligence information or necessary to understand or assess the importance of foreign intelligence information. To obtain information necessary during a compliance inspection of an active licensee who has submitted non-electronic records in accordance with the subparagraph. The database established under this paragraph shall be electronically searchable by date of acquisition or disposition, license number, and information identified on each firearm or other firearm descriptor, including manufacturer, importer, model, serial number, type, and caliber or gauge. Shall not be electronically searchable by personally identifiable information of any individual, which is horse crap. The FBI already has a database working right now where they just have that setting turned off and they can turn it back on at any time. So the information's there. They can just decide to do a query on it later. Or the ATF, FBI, whoever, ATF, FBI, I don't care. They're all alphabet agencies. They should not exist at this point. This paragraph shall take effect notwithstanding any other provision of law, including any temporary or permanent restrictions placed on funds made available to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, Explosives, or the Department of Justice. So this is saying even if they restricted funds, somehow Congress got enough nerve, enough nuts to actually fight against this, and they restricted funds to it, that they would just have to come out of pocket, that these departments would just have to come out of pocket for it, because this database is going into effect. So this is the complete, this bill. Well, it's already been started. The ATF's already doing it with a searchable database. This would make that searchable database legal and out in the open. And if you think I'm joking about the searchable database that's already there, look at stuff that John Crump and other people have reported on already, where the ATF has millions upon millions upon millions of records in their database already, optically scanned and searchable. This bull about, oh, they got these warehouses full of paper they can't search, that's a bunch of horse shit. There might be some still there, but they're scanning all this stuff electronically. They have the bones of this registry already started. So that's this one. This one's kind of a quick one. I'm probably going to shoot a couple more today because I'm actually caught up on a little bit of homework, and I need to put out some content. So this is where it's at, baby. You purse be cool. I'm out on this one, and I'll see you on the next one.